Alright. Hello to everybody who has to watch this and everybody who just randomly finds this online. This is going to be just a little quick presentation about something that I've made called the fast foods in martial arts, excuse me. Now, in general, how are you going to connect these two? Fast foods, martial arts, food and martial arts in general. We're going to talk about the rights and wrongs with it. So when done right with food, you're able to attain a balanced diet, a healthy metabolism. From that balanced diet, you'll gain vital nutrients, and from those vital nutrients, your overall health will improve, like your skin, your body, your BMI, your weight ratio, like just normal health in general. And it's the same thing with martial arts. When it's taught right, specifically, you are able to gain a healthy confidence in self, whether it be healthy confidence in pride, in comfort in yourself, just everything mentally well. And then from that, of course, will become high levels of exercise. Whether you're just learning to get into it in the first place, or you are like a former professional fighter trying to get back in it, you're going to gain high levels of exercise with it. And from the high levels of exercise will be knowledge of a new experience. It's complete new knowledge of either a beginner or relearning for a former expertise in it. And of course, one of the most important things from it is the camaraderie in others. When getting into a gym or martial arts in general, you're going to meet people that will very much have an impact on your life, and you will hopefully grow with them when learning in it. Now, to connect these is a bit of a weirdness if you think about it, because it's just like, it's food and martial arts. How are you going to connect both of these? Well, we're going to talk about how it's done wrong, or in this case, when it's in a fast food version. When it's done wrong on both ends, you will gain a negative growth in yourself, whether it be a negative growth in health or diet, or a negative growth in false confidence or false self-belief. And then from that would be, as I just said, a false perspective of the real deal. You are not going to like the idea of real food over fast food, because fast food, it's cheap, it's quick, it's everywhere. And then, of course, a false perspective of the real deal with martial arts. When it's done bad, it's sneaky, it's almost money laundering, and it's just bad, and it's just horrible in general, as I would say. So we're going to talk about what I would say would be the chains of a bad gym. If you're looking for a place to either enroll in to learn martial arts, or enroll in to get your children into it, or even returning into it, one of the most important things is finding these tropes, just in case if said gym you're looking for has any confusion around it, any just little slip-ups. So we're going to talk about one of my favorite tropes, or I guess traits of it: fake instructors. Fake instructors is by far the most vital thing, and it's by far the most obvious telling of a bad gym. Because what fake instructors are typically, they usually have false credentials. You are not able to look up their record, their lineage with the martial art, or anything like that in general. And then from those fake instructors, if you even question any ideas, or they deal with issues in the gym, if they disregard it to where they don't see it as important, already that's just telling that they're not in the mood to build a nice community in between their gyms, in between the wall, to almost gain camaraderie. And then, of course, if they do try to answer these questions or issues, it will never be straight up. It will never be direct to where you can understand it. It will always be abstract. It will always kind of bend or go around the question itself. And then this is one of my favorite ones that I like to talk about: cross-training. So for people who don't know, cross-training is when you're able to train at one gym and another gym simultaneously. Whether you're too far away from one gym, so you can head to this way, or you want a different view on your style, your fight, so you go to the other gym. Yet again, if your instructor does not allow you to cross-train, that doesn't mean that it's necessarily a bad thing. What it means, though, is that if they completely disregard it and as I said down here, completely just disregard gym in general, saying that it's lower than them, already that's just telling that they're trying to test loyalty. They're trying to test they're trying to test your trust in you, basically, which already leads to one of my favorite things, negative culture. So negative culture in general, you'll get something almost cult-like with it, where you won't get any, like, it's just all controlled by one man. It's all controlled by one man, and no one really bats an eye to stuff. And it's the same thing. From negative culture, you will get stuff like no competing. No competing, no sparring, no competing in anything. Students are not allowed to compete in anything. Like, that's already a bad thing, because basically, if there's multiple gyms around the cities or around towns, you gotta see which one's the best one. And kind of not being able to represent your gym because they disregard competing kind of leaves just a false taste in your mouth and the view on the gym itself. And of course, from this negative culture, you'll gain false confidence. And my favorite thing is the linear style. When I mean linear style, I mean that you are not able to do what you want to do. You're not able to work on what you want to work. The gym itself or the instructors or coaches, they want you to work what they want to work and nothing else. And from this linear style, of course, could come from fraudulent teachings. Fraudulent teachings, of course, is one of the most iconic things when it comes to looking for bad gyms, because, of course, they show inefficient training methods, like stuff like, of course, no sparring. It'll just be like very unique drills that even anyone would say, like, what is this? Unnecessary injuries could come from those training methods. And of course, one of the best ones is fraud techniques. Like how anyone could see online, like even just this picture right here, like, what is this man going to do? What is this man going to do if there's 20 people against him and they're trying to demonstrate, quote unquote, demonstrate how it works, how a technique works? So overall, with all these traits itself, all of these traits could lead to both wasted time and money, foreshadowed injuries, or I guess premeditated injuries, because they're already anticipating that if you even try to defend yourself in a real scenario, it won't work. And then, of course, fraudulent hope. And I would say the best way to deal with all this, to kind of find the needle in the haystack, I'd say, finding the right gym, finding the wrong gym to avoid, is, of course, just make sure to research. Make sure to research the credentials of an instructor. Make sure to understand and see the teachings of them, and just see how the culture is. If it just doesn't feel comfortable to you, that's your opinion, and that's your say. Alright, yeah. So, yeah.